Ours is called Old Spanish Days Fiesta because we base it on the time period in Santa Barbara that we refer to as the Old Spanish Days of Santa Barbara, the Old Spanish Days of California. And this is going back to the 19th century, say from about the late 1820s through the 1830s, through the 1840s, and arguably up to about the middle of the 1860s. We had no hotels. We had no mass communications then, so if somebody was to travel through from either, down south, San Diego, Los Angeles, coming from San Francisco, and if they were able to make their way into Santa Barbara, they would come up to a ranch and say, "Can you help me out? Can you put me up for the night? I'll be willing to pay." And the ranches here would just say, "No, mi casa es su casa. My house is your house. Stay, friend, be welcome for a few days, rest up, we'll take care of your horse." And this guy would send his vaqueros off to the other ranches. The other ranches, everybody'd come together because we'd say, "Here is a visitor, and this visitor has news of the outside world." So this is a time of getting together, once again, this excuse to party because there's a visitor. And he's going, "Whoa, what a place this Alta California is." So the roots of all this go to our Santa Barbara Fiesta. And the idea is we are throwing a party for ourselves, and we're all invited. And then all the tourists that come, you're invited as well. So the tourists come and go, "Oh my gosh, look at this place." And everybody's dressed up in a fiesta costume.
It really is a very important festival to people who've lived in Santa Barbara all their lives. Akin to Christmas in the winter, Fiesta is our, our summer festivity. Fiesta has changed in a number of ways, but I would say primarily with the technology of the current day. Of course, you see the carriages and horse-drawn floats and so on. Well, of course, some of that changed when cars came into being. Of course, we don't use carriages much around Santa Barbara anymore, except during Fiesta. Other things that have changed have been the music and the dancing. Early California dances were done back in the 1900s, and today our favorites are flamenco from Spanish gypsies and ballet folklorico from various regions of Mexico.
Háblame, como te camino yo. Como te hablo yo.
So the rodeo originally was just kind of this gathering around and showing off the tricks of stuff they'd been doing all day. Somebody getting on a horse and going full speed ahead and then stopping 2 seconds in front of probably a pretty girl or maybe a friend just to scare him. And someone thinks, "You think that's good?" He hops on his horse and goes twice as fast and pulls up twice as quick. So all of these rodeo events that we have grow out of the rodeo culture, the cattle culture that we had from the 19th century. So when the very first fiesta happened in 1924, over at Pershing Park, they had a rodeo because that was considered part of the culture of the Old Spanish Days.
Santa Barbara has a very, very close community. We have friendships that have lasted over years and years and years, and people who know each other all over town. It's unique in that people in towns today don't know very many of their other villagers. But in Santa Barbara, people know a lot of other people in this town. And we think it's partially due to Fiesta.